With the Duviri Paradox update, DE has capitalized off of the success of the Zariman Incarnon weapons by adding a new system called the Incarnon Genesis system. By completing the reward track present for your Steel Path Circuit game mode, you can gain access to an adapter that is slotted on your weapon of choice for that week, giving it evolutions and an Incarnon form. If a few weeks ago someone told me that the Braton would be the LAETUM in the primary slot, I honestly would not have believed them, but after seeing this, yeah, this weapon is pretty wild. Hello everybody, my name is Kai, and welcome back to Warframe. Today, we are covering the good old Braton Prime with its fancy new and incredibly good Incarnon form. Being an Incarnon, it of course has its evolutions which can be accessed by going to Cavallero in the Chrysalith on board the Zariman. Evo 1 gives the Braton access to its Incarnon form, so let's cover all that it gives. To access Incarnon form, land headshots on enemies which will charge a bar underneath your reticle. You can press your alt fire to then transform into the Incarnon mode, which will give you a max ammo of 200. The Incarnon form's base stats read as follows: 30% base critical chance, a 3x crit multiplier, and a 30% status chance. The contact damage, which is the damage the bullet will deal when hitting an enemy, is split between the IPS elements, with a higher weighting towards slash, then impact, then puncture. The reason I mention the contact damage specifically is because the bullets fired from the Braton also have a 3 meter AoE explosion of pure heat wherever they land. This has a range fall off of 10% and has equal damage to the bullet contact. This is also essentially why I call it a LAETUM in the primary slot, but it can also be compared to the Exceltra, but it is so much better. Evolution 2 gives us our first choice between Munitions Grit and Daring Reverie. First up with Munitions Grit. This perk gives your base damage an increase of 2, adds 20% multi-shot, and also makes multi-shot consume ammo and increase damage by 54%, which is different than the flat 2 at the top. Now, I have some issues with this Evo. While some of the later evolutions solve the problems this perk generates of burning through all your ammo far too quickly, they only fix it for the primary fire mode and not the Incarnon. When it states consumes ammo directly from capacity, it will remove ammo from your capacity as expected on the base mode. In Incarnon though, since you do not technically have a capacity, it just makes every shot take between 3 and 4 ammo, and that's 50 shots from a 200 mag. Paired up with the fact that this weapon pretty much needs fire rate bonuses, you lose the entire Incarnon mode really fast for a small damage and multi-shot bonus. Daring Reverie, on the other hand, gives your base damage a flat 4 increase, and then while a channeled ability is active, which is an ability that is toggled and continues to drain energy over time like Gloom or Mended Maim, you get a flat 38 damage buff and 50% ammo efficiency. Here's the thing about this perk though. While the buffs while a channeled ability is active are great, the only channeled ability in the helmet system is Gloom, and there are really not many of them in the game in the first place, which really limits its usage cases. And annoyingly enough too, the 50% ammo efficiency doesn't even affect the Incarnon form at all, regardless of whether or not a channeled is active. This could be a bug, who knows, there are more on this weapon, but right now I use this one purely because the other one makes managing the Incarnon too annoying and its bonuses are not worth it. Pick your poison here, to be honest. The third tree gives us a choice between Gunsmoke Pickup, Void's Guidance, and Mercenary's Chamber. Gunsmoke states that on a punch-through shot, there is a 20% chance to restore 10% of your ammo. Now I know what you might be thinking. This makes Munitions Grit usable as it will refill the Incarnon mag's ammo, but nope. This Evo does absolutely nothing for the Incarnon form and only gives the base form the ammo restore, which is really annoying. This is basically a nothing perk since the base form Braton is fine, but the Incarnon heavily outbeats it. Mercenary's Chamber is also a nothing perk as it only increases the base form's ammo max, not the Incarnon's. Void's Guidance is my choice here as the Braton's Incarnon form kicks really hard without it, and this basically mitigates all the recoil that it has, but overall, Tree 3 is just kinda mid. But fortunately, Tree 4 is where things start to get interesting with our choice of Survivor's Edge, Prelude of Might, and Critical Parallel. Survivor's Edge gives us a 10% increase to crit chance and a 14% increase on status chance. Prelude of Might gives you a 3x critical damage bonus when your critical chance is under 50%, and Critical Parallel increases critical chance by 18% and your crit multiplier by 0.2%. What makes these all so good is that they affect the base values before mods. Survivor's Edge increases critical chance from 30 to 40% and does the same for status, bringing it to 44%. Prelude increases your base crit multiplier to 6. Yes, base crit multiplier. And Parallel increases your crit chance to 48% and multiplier to 3.2. Some quick important notes are that all the values that I just listed are for the Incarnon form, as I'm sure you can assume, and that what Braton you decide to put your adapter on will adjust these values for not only the 3 previous perks, but all of them. Laser has a great video going over all the differences, though personally I went with the Prime as it not only looks the best, but also has a great mix of status and crit, alongside being much easier to get than the Vandal. Which of these is the best? Prelude takes that in my opinion because right now I assume that it is bugged. Currently, you will always have the 3x multiplier active, regardless of your critical chance on the Incarnon, because I believe it is only looking at the base form's critical chance, which is only 36% with critical delay, not over 50. Regardless of how it works though, this just means that with Vital Sense you get a 13.2x crit multiplier, which is just wild. If this Evo is patched in the future, Critical Parallel will be my choice, but use this while you can because, bro, it is crazy. So just a reminder, our Evos are Daring Reverie, Void's Guidance, and Prelude of Might. The build for today is going to be pretty much the standard critical primary build that lots of other weapons use. Building for Viral with Rhyme and Malignant is better than the 90% mods because the base high status chance gets bolstered heavily by them, and we want to proc Viral as this is a 100 munitions build. The natural heat the AoE has also serves to boost damage by armor stripping, and obviously putting a dot on the enemy, which is affected by Viral's debuff. Prime Shred gives a great fire rate bonus, but more importantly, it also gives punch through, making crowd clearing really easy with this weapon. And because we're going for slash, we do want to use a Bane mod to multiply those slash tick damage, but if you do not want to use one, Galvanized Aptitude will work just fine, giving lots more status chance and damage, but it will not work on the AoE, but the damage is split evenly between the two, so it is really not that huge of a loss of DPS, even if a Bane would be better. This weapon is honestly just mad fun to use. It's literally the Exceltra, one of my favorite weapons, but good. And who doesn't like that? That's going to be it for the Braton today though. Keep an eye out for the Skana video coming soon alongside the Duviri Thoughts video. I have a lot to say in that one. A quick reminder that you can join the channel on YouTube now for access to custom badges, early videos, exclusive community posts, and so much more alongside some great emojis to be used in my comments and live streams. You can also join on Patreon too, which helps me a ton. This video took a very long time to make, so please take a look if you have a moment. I do this all myself. Thank you to Bored Platypus, The Mad Monk, Scotty Nose, Bad Robot, Jade Rabbit, Shrike, Raken, Sage, Serene Crane, Pretend, Sidu, Rave, Calamity, Intellectual, Thorn, Boxy, Corrupt, and Heath. How quickly can I say all these? Maybe we'll see if I can do it much faster in the next video. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the help. This was a fantastic revitalization of an old and forgotten weapon. Let's hope they are all as impressive as this one. I hope this was informative and helped you, and I will see all of you guys in the next one. Peace.